Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 2. We would like to present our work about practices in citing sources. But before we go to the next material, we would like to introduce our members.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Kaptea Putri. Hello, my name is Diawa Lestari.
And the last me, Vina Rahmatul. This is a table of contents that we would like to explain to you. The first is citation, bibliography entries, plagiarism, quoting, paraphrase, and summary. Citation. In many fields, especially academic, community or academic field, the term citation is a very important concept, and we usually hear as the attribution to a previous work as the idea being reported or mentioned in a current work, such as our thesis now. Citation is until intellectual honesty because you are telling your readers that what you are reporting or writing is not your originally ideas. It's of someone or some individual ideas. Generally, there are two ways of citing sources. The first is in-text citation. In-text citation, this citation refers to the practice of giving the name of the author from whose work you have taken an idea and used it in your work. When you cite your source within the text of your report or write-up, you can do some ways to write. The first is you can put the name first and the years of publication, like the first example, according to Hermes 2004, and you can write the ideas, or you can write the ideas first, and after that you will give the author's last name and the years, like the example of the second example. And you can add, if there are any page number, you can add after the year of publication, like the third example, Alvaro 2017, page 770. And the next is a footnoting. Footnoting, according to Turabian 1995, has sufficiently explained the functions of footnotes, which are to cite authority for statement made in the text. If you don't have originally ideas of you, or you take someone's idea, you should citing. And the second, to make incidental comments that can be appropriate a part of the text. And the third is to provide cross references. And the third and the last is to acknowledge a source. You can look at the example. Traditionally, footnoting in the bottom of the page. Okay, traditionally you write the footnote in the bottom of the page and separated from the text by horizontal line from the left and to the center. Footnotes are single-spaced with double space between citation. The first line of the footnote should be intended normally 5 spaces, like the tab. You can tab the citation, and any succeeding line should be flush left. Okay, the next material will be explained by my friends.
The next one is bibliographic entries. Next. The term general bibliography refers to a listing of material that have helped you in developing your thesis, and not all of this material may have been mentioned in the body of your thesis manuscript. On the other hand, the specific bibliography, also known as list of references or references cited, is a list of material that were cited or mentioned in your manuscript. Bibliographical entries differ in the different academic disciplines. Next. This is for the example. In general, the social science have adopted the American Psychological Association or APA style guide. The APA style is a generic authored style for citing and referencing information in assignments and publications. And there are many styles which follow the authored convention, including the Harvard style and the Chicago Manual of Style. The next one is the natural science use the Council of Biology Editors or CBA style guide, and CBA style is used by biologists, chemists, and other scientists when writing scientific papers to show the sources of information used by the author in the text and the bibliography at the end of the paper. And in the name, your system citation are provided in the main text through parenthetical citations. And the next one is the Humanities and Art or DMLA, Modern Language Association Style Guide. Typically, when someone says MLA bibliography, they really mean a works cited page, since the MLA format usually use a works cited page instead of a bibliography. A bibliography in MLA format may also refer to a works consulted page. Next. So here are sample bibliographic entries for books. For the next presentation will be delivered by my friend Anting. Okay, so the next is the issues of plagiarism. Next. So plagiarism based on Stephen Hawkes in 2005 is the attempt to pass off the ideas, research theories, or words of others as one's own. Next. So there are some ways to detect plagiarism. The first one is the use of multiple styles in English. So we can refer this to as to read syndrome, because we can hardly detect anything wrong with the paper, from grammar to logic, except perhaps some incoherence among paragraphs that could be considered the hallmark of unretouched product of the cut paste technology. So when we find that the students use multiple styles in English, and we actually realize that this is not the level of their English skills. So we need to wonder if they really do the paper by themselves. And the second is assignment is too long. So we might getting papers perhaps having more than 5,000 words instead of just 2,000. And so when a student turns in a lengthy paper that appears to be very well organized and written, especially when there is hardly enough time to finish the paper, so we need to wonder again whether they really did the lengthy paper by themselves, because of course with the level of students they wouldn't be able to finish 5,000 words or maybe in a month, for example. And the next is assignment may be off topic, because this could be the result of the cut copy-paste technology. So the submission may in fact be dealing with the same topic as assigned, but the orientation of the write-up may be different from what is expected. So that means being out of topic because the students doesn't really understand what the assignment is, but they already copy paste from other resources. And the next is presence of giveaway term, like this article, or as indicated in the previous paragraphs, or even having many paragraphs put together to form a single paper, and yet the paper is incoherent. So we can see that the students use many sources, copy paste many sources to form a single paper. And the last is citing literature that is not related to the course material. So this is a clear sign that the material was most likely done by another person not familiar with how the topics is in the course are treated. So there is a good chance that this is a product once again of cut and paste technology. So why we really have to avoid plagiarism? Because like I said before, plagiarism is like stealing other people intellectual property. So this is very immoral, and we need to avoid plagiarisms in our paper. So there are some ways to avoid it. Next. So the first one is keeping track of our sources. So basically, when we conduct a research, we usually use like mentally some sites, some websites that record our history in searching some sources. And the second is quoting, summary, and paraphrasing. So when we decided to take other people ideas, we need to do it properly by quoting, like exactly quote what the other people said, doing or summarizing or paraphrasing, like we change a little from the we change the words but not the meaning from the other people. And the third is credit the original author in an intact citation and references list. Like my friend said before, we need to credit the author properly by maybe APA style, or what kind of or what styles that are decided from the university. And the last is using plagiarism checker. Uh, so we can use like the free plagiarism checker from the website on the internet, but we also can use the paid one. Maybe we can ask our university to do the plagiarism checker to our paper. And the next is quoting. Next. Oh, before that, important reminders that there is a concept that stands out in importance where plagiarism is concerned. So the concept of common knowledge. So if something considered common knowledge, then we don't have to cite our sources. But however, the term of common knowledge is diverse among audiences. So we can't exactly call this information common knowledge. So in the end, we still need to cite the sources properly. So when we deal with the non-common knowledge, we must incorporate correct citation to our paper. And the next is quotation. Next. So quote, according to the Jackson State Community College, is an exact reproduction of an author's exact words in our own text. So basically, we take the literal word sentences from the other people without changing or paraphrasing it or summarizing it. And there are some rules to do the quotations. Next. So the first one is enclose the word for word in quotation marks to show that the source author's exact word appear in our paper. And if we change anything about the original material to make it fit more neatly or clearly into our essay, we need to use square brackets to indicate that the material has been added or changed. And the third is use ellipses to show that material is left out. And the fourth is use float quote format if the material is longer than 4 lines. So it means we should indent the whole quote with 1 inch from the left margin. So that is clear what our original work and what is quoted. So this is the example of block formats like quotation that more than 4 lines, we can see that in the introduction, we need to provide introduction for the quotation, and then we begin quotation on a new line, indent each line by half inch, no quotation marks needed, and the last is no period after the parenthesis. And the next will be explained by my friend. The next one is paraphrase. Your paraphrase is how you state the author's ideas in your own word, which must convey the same meaning as the original authors. And a paraphrase is usually similar in length compared to the original material, and you use your own word even as you include in your paraphrase the original names, features, events, and other factual information from the original original author's material. Nevertheless, you may have the best next, and nevertheless, you may have the best paraphrase, but you will still have to cite your sources when reading your text just the same. Okay, the next presentation will be delivered by Hina.
Okay, the last is summary. Okay, there's some ways to shorten your time for remembering style guide, what common use and so on. As you can see in the slides, like Librero use a table for sorting the style guide. Like the first is APA, commonly used in social science. This is the URL link. And the next is MLA, commonly used in the humanities and the arts. Council of Biology Editors, like the title, there's a biology, commonly used in the science and mathematics. And the last is Turabian or Chicago Style Guide, commonly used by students. But you can add some columns for the order of the style guide. Okay, that's all from our group. If there are anything to ask, you can ask our group. Thank you.